Today's video is on Intro to Radians, and we're going to talk about what radians are more in class and where they came from and what they do. We're going to skip this first part, this angles in standard form. That's going to be another video, and we're going to compare radians versus degrees. So the radian it's a unit of measure based on an arc length, and we're going to actually prove that a radian is a certain amount of degrees. But what we have to know now is a couple, not definitions, but really have to memorize how many degrees convert to radians. And we're going to also show a formula of how to convert from degrees to radians. So 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. Basically, radians are another form of measuring angles, like inches and centimeters are forms of measuring length. 180 degrees is half of 2 pi, so it's only going to be pi radians. Radians are always going to have a pi with the number. Degrees are just numbers. Radians will have a pi with it, and you'll just leave it as a pi. You don't have to multiply the number times 3.14. So here's the formula. The formula says if you want to go from degrees to radians, you take the degrees and you times it by pi divided by 180. Whereas if we want to go from radians to degrees, we take the radians and multiply by 180 divided by pi. Let's do a couple examples. Number 4, converting from degrees to radians. Let's take the degrees and simply times it by pi over 180. You can even do this in your head and cross simplify the 30 with the 180. That simplifies to 1/6, and just leave the pi on top of the fraction. So you could say this as 1/6 over pi. The better way to write this is taking away the 1 and just saying pi over 6 as your final answer. Again, leave it in terms of pi. Let's do number 5. 150 times pi over 180. That simplifies to 5/6, and just leave the pi on top. Same thing with negative angles. We'll talk more about negative angles in our next video. But for now, you follow the same formula, negative 220 times pi over 180. That simplifies, and it's okay if you have an improper fraction. You're going to get negative 11 over 9. Do not change this to a mixed number. Leave it improper with the pi on top. Let's go now from degrees to radians, now radians to degrees. Let's write down our 4/3 pi. And in order to change it to degrees, we're going to multiply by 180 divided by pi. The pi's will cancel. So it's just like multiplying 4/3 times 180. Simplifying 720 over 3, and that simplifies more to 240 degrees. That's all you got to do. Let's do number 9. Let's take the 7 pi over 4, and let's times that by the 180 over pi. Again, the pi's will cancel, and you have to simplify 7/4 times 180. That's 1,260 divided by 4. Simplifies to 315 degrees. And that's all you got to know for converting radians to degrees. Really easy video. We're not going to do any more of the back. That's going to be saved for another video. So write down any questions you have on converting radians and degrees, and we'll do an activity tomorrow. Have a great night.